Hello and welcome. Today we are in the tier 10 Japanese destroyer, the Harugumo. We're playing a ranked battle on the map Sea of Fortune. And unfortunately, this is an aircraft carrier battle. Both teams have a CV, we have a Hakuryu, and the enemy has a Manfred von Richthofen. And more unfortunate news is that they have a Petropavlovsk. That is the only radar in the game. We don't have one. Fortunately though, a Petropavlovsk radar is fairly short, so it isn't quite as big of a worry. However, this is a triple battleship game, and this is particularly relevant for my ship, because the Harugumo is the only ship other than the Khabarovsk as a destroyer that takes full AP damage. So when a battleship fires, or actually any ship with a gun caliber of 283mm or higher, when they fire AP at a destroyer, even when you get the penetration ribbon, you will only deal the damage of 1 over penetration. However, Harugumo and Khabarovsk are different, they would take the full penetration damage. Therefore, they are much more vulnerable to battleship AP salvos. As a result, I have to play very carefully, particularly because they have 2 destroyers. I mean, fortunately they're Shimakaze, so they're not able to outfight me, but they do outspot me. They have a 5.6 kilometer concealment range, whereas I have a 6.2 kilometer concealment range. Combine this with the fact that they have a radar, and the fact that I don't know exactly how Richthofen rocket planes, AP rocket planes work against the Harugumo, I am going to play it safe. I'm gonna just sit right here next to this rock, and I'm going to see how the game unfolds. I do have 15 kilometer range, and I can fairly confidently hit stuff from here. Well, maybe not quite as confidently as a cruiser, but it's not too far. And I mean, Harugumo does have the damage per minute of a Des Moines, although I don't have the penetration because I don't have IFHE. Now, I do need to worry a little bit here though, because when you look at the sea cap over there, right, that the Shimakaze is in, there's a corridor here, and the Shimakaze could easily torpedo me. In fact, I think it's likely because there are no other ships that she could torpedo. However, I do have my propulsion mod, and on top of that I have a speed boost if necessary, so I can probably just go back and forth and easily avoid the torpedoes. And I mean, I have to do that anyway to actually be able to shoot here, because if I do pop out, the enemy is likely to take shots in return on me. But the main thing is that we're simply going to wait. We have a Hakuryu, they have a Richthofen. Hakuryu should be much better at dealing with destroyers, especially when it comes to Shimakaze. I mean, what does our Shimakaze really have to worry about, right? The rocket planes don't deal much damage, the torpedo bomber should be fairly easy to dodge, especially since the Petropavlovsk is on the other side of the map. Shima can always just smoke and do all of those things, so we should just wait and let our Hakuryu deal with the enemy destroyers. Get them low, maybe sink one of them, just get them spotted, you know, harass them. And once that happens, we can go and try to take the caps. I mean, sure, the enemy is ahead, they have the C cap, but they don't have the A and B caps, and they aren't in a position to take them. I do think that our Shimakaze is being oddly aggressive. With the Petro being on the other side of the map, I think it would make sense for the Shimakaze to head for the A and B caps. Oh, we lost our Zao. That is unfortunate, because now we're 1 ship behind. I mean, time was kind of in our favor. Hakuryu would be better at dealing with destroyers. Hey, there's the Shimakaze smokescreen right there. And Hakuryu could absolutely take advantage of that. And once enough time passes, you know, we'll whittle down the DDs, and then we should be able to take the caps. However, Shima isn't Oh, I wanted to say Shima isn't going for the A and B caps, and apparently the only place she is going now is to the bottom of the ocean, because I don't even how does that happen? You're a Shimakaze completely alone. You have a smokescreen. There are no radars over there that can spot you. What were you doing, Shimakaze? That's a big issue now, because now we're 2 ships behind, and we're actually behind in destroyers too. We need to do something extraordinary. I mean, this is a team. Our Hakuryu really needs to step it up and start going after those destroyers, not the bigger ships, the DDs. Because we're going to lose in caps eventually. Because I can't just go straight up contest against the Shimakazes when the enemy is in position to actually engage me when I do that. Especially since they do have a radar cruiser, although I think the Petropavlovsk is going to outposition herself. That is, she's gonna go onto the side of the map, and then she won't be too relevant with her radar. But still, going into the A and B caps here is very risky. Because obviously their Shimakaze has been spotted over there, and I don't know how much support I'll get. Yep, their Shima is in the A-cap. Let's just sit here for a little bit longer, just make sure the Petra goes far enough, and then I guess we'll have to go into the A and B caps, or something along those lines. I mean, we can still wait a little bit longer, because, you know, it'll take a while for the game to end, and if we can whittle down the enemies some more, that will be very, very good. Because once we do go, it's unlikely we can easily disengage. We will have to start sinking ships. And I really wish our Hakuryu went after this destroyer. I bet the Shima in the middle of the map and the A and B caps didn't even have to use a smokescreen to actually take that cap, because our Hakuryu has been going elsewhere. I think that's a big problem for us. I mean, Hakuryu's rocket planes should be better at dealing with DDs than Manfred von Richthofen's rocket planes, but alas, she hasn't been dealing with the DD so far. The good thing is that we are somewhat clumped up, so when the MVR attacks this GK, for example, you know, our anti-air does do something. Sure, I might have only shot down 3 planes, but I have done a combined 14,000 plane damage. Okay, if this GK is going in, maybe I should go too. Yeah, no, I think this... Yep, I think this is it. I think we have to go now. They're almost at 600 points, and we're down to 200. I mean, we have to take this risk. Luckily, the enemy has been shooting our Goliath quite a bit. Not the fact that the Goliath took damage, but it's better that Goliath takes damage than any other ship instead, because Goliath has a super heal and can heal that up again. Yeah, that's a very close Kremlin and the Shimakaze, but I think at this point we just have to risk it and just start going ham. I don't think I can torpedo the Kremlin here. I'm pretty sure she's gonna go over the cap faster. And I mean, we'll just have to deal damage. Otherwise, we won't be able to deal with the destroyers in time, because our Hakuryu seems to avoid them. But the good thing with fighting battleships is that when they fire their guns, they're spotted from really far away, and even through smokescreens, so I can easily able to just farm them. I'm easily able to. She's at 45k HP, and Kremlin is fairly resistant to HE of all kinds, but I should be able to deal with this. Ooh, she actually blind fired me. I guess we can't go into the B cap then. We'll have to just stay out of it for a little bit. I mean, we'll have to also torpedo here, otherwise the Kremlin will get too close, and if she gets a good salvo on me, that could easily eat up half of my HP. So I'm willing to wait a little bit here. Be patient. Because I am gonna hit one of the torps, most likely on that Kremlin. And that damage is going to do something. Let's enter the B cap again. Excellent. Goodbye, Kremlin. Okay, now we can take the B cap. They do have both of their DD still, but we do know where most of them, well, both of them are. They are on the western flank, which means that one of them can't torpedo me, or actually anyone really, right? Like, the best ship she could go and engage with is the Yamato. The other Shima, we don't exactly know where she is. She could be over there, or she could be more where the Thundera is. We don't really know. Also, there's the problem of the Hindenburg over here somewhere. We don't know exactly where she is. So moving is a bit dangerous, but we'll have to take this risk at this point. We're too far behind. I mean, we have sunk one of their battleships, but they have also sunk one of ours. Oh, there's the Shima! Oh, Shima, you're in so much trouble here. 3.5 kilometers. It doesn't matter if you have 17k HP. Before your smokescreen activates, you're already going to be gone. Look at this. She barely managed to accelerate and she's already gone. Goodbye, Shimakaze. Yep, that is the DPM of a Harugumo. Okay, this might hurt. Thunder AP, please overpen. Excellent, she just overpen. Good. Now we're taking the A-cap. Shimakaze torps were easy to avoid. I don't know why she just sat there. I guess she expected one of the battleships to push, the GK, or maybe even the Goliath, and she wanted to torp and then, you know, go into concealment. Oh my god, Yamato, 3 kilometers. Oh no, no, we need to reverse away from this. Oh my god. Sudden stealth Yamato right around the island. If that Yamato just pushes out, I will be spotted, and I just launched my torps. Oh my god, I hope the Yamato thinks I still have the torpedoes. Like, has had the reload booster or something like that. I do have a smokescreen available now though, so it probably isn't the most dangerous position to be in. In fact, I should probably use it and start shelling this Thundera. Now, when you're reversing, you do need to remember that smokescreens propagate at 12.5 knots. That is, you need to go less than 12.5 knots to be constantly covered in the smoke. And when you do a full reverse, you do go faster than that. So you need to, you know, moderate your reverse speed a little bit. Because 14 knots is over 12.5, and you really wish to be below that to be able to continue to be concealed. Okay, this Yamato is still a problem, but if an extra minute passes, I could just torp her, and then she won't be an issue. But right now, I do not have those torpedoes available. Richthofen is donating a lot of planes, which pretty... Oh, Yamato's right there. What's my stealth fire in smoke? 2.5 kilometers. Okay, she's a 200-meter gap. That's good enough, we can just shell. And I am gonna leave my smoke screen and just, you know, reverse behind it. Because as long as there is no Thundera behind me that ends up spotting me, or planes I guess, I am kind of okay, although I just got spotted by planes. I don't actually know whether I should use AP or HE here. My torpedoes will be available soon, but I don't know if they're even necessary here, considering this Yamato just got really punished by our GK. I think we should be able to just finish her off with the damage. Oh, I'm sorry, GK. I apologize. Come on! 3k HP! Tarps will definitely finish her, but it would be nice if we could finish her even 1 second sooner. Okay! Richthofen planes, but I am bow on, so there's nothing they can do. 512 damage, oh no! And this is why you always point your bow at the rocket planes when you're a DD. Okay, the question is, what do we do now? Because the game has stabilized, we were 2 ships down, but now it's a 3 against 4. We did something supremely stupid, potentially, going into the middle with so many ships, but hey, right now, we're, you know, we have stabilized a little bit, although our GK will have to take that sea cap, and it's still a very, very uphill battle. Because our Hakuryu is engaging a Shimakuza and the Hindenburg at the same time. At close range, I do think the surface ships are gonna win that one. Ooh, there's the Thundera. Let's torp her. Okay, so is she gonna sail in a straight line or turn in? I think she should have already turned in by now if she were going to. So I'm going to launch tarps on roughly the prediction line. Because, again, if I had been the Thundera, I would have turned in immediately, basically, when I got spotted, or started soon after. Okay, the Hakuryu got the Hindenburg, but now the fight is over the Shimakuza, because they are so far ahead in points. And I think I'll have to go towards the GK to give her additional anti-air, and because I think the enemy Shimakuza is actually going to go over there to sink the GK. Or at least there's a chance of that. Oh, planes. Oh, I need to slow down, because if I get spotted and the Thunder takes a salvo, that could end my game. Come on, slow down fast enough. Oh! Oh my! Oh yes! Thank you, Thundera, for eating 3 of those torpedoes. Now the game has changed a little bit. You know what? I think GK can actually just take the sea cap now, because she is not going to be fighting from behind. It's a really tough question now. Do I go for the CV? Or do I just sit here in the A and B caps to wait for the Shimakuza? If she is actually coming, because I don't know if she is. I mean, dodging these torpedo bomber drops, etc. isn't actually that difficult. Especially... Oh my god, Shima, what are you doing? Where are you gunfighting? Oh... Shima, I think you messed up really hard right here. Because I'm gonna be able to easily deal a lot of damage to you. I will outfight you, no problem, even with the CV attacking me. Okay, she's gonna smoke, but she did lose like 4,000 or 5,000 HP there. And for what? Sure, she is in a smoke screen, but the CV can't actually loiter over me to keep me spotted because, well, I actually have anti-air. Okay. So the Shima can't see me. Now the risk is that if I get too close to that Shima, she might torpedo me. I can easily deal with her in a couple of seconds, but that might still give enough time for the Shima to be able to torpedo me, so I need to change my angle of attack. I need to appear next to her in a way where she won't either be able to torpedo me or where she won't expect me. Well, it's probably going to be both at the same time. Now the question earlier was whether I go for the CV or the DD, but I guess the Shima made that choice for me. I'm gonna just keep going over here because she doesn't know exactly where I am. Oh! 2 sets of torps, and there she is! Okay, 4k HP, 900 HP, and goodbye! Now let's turn in case the third set. Nope, the third set did not appear. And we're actually ahead now. We are ahead in points, and we have all 3 cap zones. I do think our GK is going to go down. That guy has played very well though. I mean, that guy, he is the guy that we went into the A and B cap with at the start. Or I guess middle of the game, when things were looking really bad for us. And he's still alive. He has been there for the A and B cap takes, and for the C cap take. That guy played incredibly well this game. And I wish I could give him every single compliment that ever existed. However, she did go down. Now, it would be easy to say, hey, you should just run away, you're the destroyer and it's no problem. But I do think we're a bit too close in points and there's over 3 minutes to go. I don't know exactly where the Richthofen is. Maybe the Richthofen is like 5 seconds away from entering the A cap and then eventually the B cap. Because of that, I think I have to make a last stand over here near the A and B caps. But I do have a smoke screen that lasts for what, 2 minutes? If I had the legendary upgrade actually on the Harugumo, I could just smoke right now and the smoke would last until the end of the game. But unfortunately that's not the case. But I'll just sit over here, because there are lots of islands here, which make torpedo bombering quite difficult, they make rocket planing very difficult, and AP dive bombers are not effective against the Harugumo. I might eat a torpedo or two, but hey, I still have 14,000 HP. Now if the CV does appear, I don't think I should YOLO him, because the secondaries on a Richthofen are dangerous and I shouldn't risk it. Okay, torpedo drop. I do continue going diagonally. Oh, I think... No, this is gonna be okay. Okay, excellent. And now... I guess I'm in a good enough position that I could just smoke. Right? There's 2 minutes to go and my smoke lasts for roughly 2 minutes. Okay, I'm definitely gonna eat one of these. Yeah, I should have smoked earlier. Oh well, it's fine. It is okay. Oh, dive bombers. But now we press the I win button because there's less than 2 minutes left. And my smoke screen will cover me. I will have to maneuver a little bit in the smoke to make sure that the CV doesn't know exactly where I am. But it does seem that my fears of the Richthofen being close to the cap were unnecessary. She wasn't close enough to actually do much about it. But yeah, now it's pretty much over because, well, points-wise we're too close to winning and the Richthofen only now entered the A cap. He should have already been close enough here, and if he had been, this would be a dangerous game to play still. Luckily it wasn't. And hello rank 5. So, in this Harugumo match we did 135k damage, we shot down 36 planes, we kept 2 bases, we got the Kraken unleashed in a ranked battle. In a ranked battle. Almost 3000 base XP, and that's with no actual arms race involved. And wow, that Hakuryu actually sank 2 of the enemies. I mean, that's something. But I really do think Hakuryu should have focused more on the destroyers early. We should have held the DD advantage because our CV should be better at dealing with destroyers than the MVR is. Unfortunately, our CV just went after the big targets. Maybe that's why we won. I don't exactly know, because I never actually had to fight, you know, the Petropavlovsk, for example. Maybe it was the CV, or the CV helped enough that the other ships could finish her off. Or actually, I mean, it had to be the CV that sank the Petropavlovsk, because the only ones on our team that sank any ships were me and the CV. But still, this was an amazing game, and I can't believe I managed to pull this off in a Harugumo of all ships. But really props to that GK. That guy pushed exactly when necessary in a battleship. Really, really well done. I do kind of feel bad for Arzao, because I don't think Arzao actually played bad early. He just kind of got unlucky, maybe a bit too aggressive. But look at this damage. Look at it! I did 19k to one Shima, that's almost all of her HP, and 11k to the other Shima, that's half her HP. Then I did 63k to that Thundera, and some more to that Kremlin. I mean, I was the anti-destroyer destroyer, and the anti-capital ship destroyer this game. This was a very, very good game. In fact, the damage numbers don't really even just show how good this game was. But it was really good for me. And I'm really glad I had this match. I'm sorry GK for shooting you once. Maybe if I hadn't, maybe he would have survived, because let's be honest, MBR torpedoes hit like wet noodles, so maybe that could have done something. But alas, it is what it is. Also, I did deal actually 64k anti-air damage. That means I punished planes a decent amount. But it was an amazing game for me, and I really enjoyed this ranked battle. Oh, and apparently I got complimented twice. Your karma has increased by 2. Nice. So let's go over the captain's skills. Priority target, last stand, then survivability expert, then concealment expert. And next I upgrade my firepower with advanced firing training for the range, then adrenaline rush and basic firing training. I do not take IFHE because I don't think it's necessary. You already have 30mm of penetration. I would really like to have RPF, but I think AFT is better, because you simply have more firepower with that. I don't take IFHE because you already have 30mm of penetration, and getting more would help against battleships, but not really against cruisers, and I mean you still start fires and you can still hit the superstructure. Then I take the reload upgrade, concealment, then the propulsion upgrade obviously. This is very powerful. You really should take propulsion upgrades, especially if you haven't before. You probably will notice a difference. Then in the third slot I take the aiming systems modification 1. I don't really know what else to take here. It's not like you need the dispersion, but it's better than the smokescreen one. You don't really need the torpedo tube stuff, and the other two don't make any sense on a Harugumo, so I settled on aiming systems. Second slot is engine boost obviously, and first slot main arms modification 1. If I had the legendary upgrade for the Shimakaze, I would probably do a much different build, but since I don't, you know, I go for this. Also, use the 12km torpedoes, not the 8km ones. 8km torps just aren't worth it. Also, for those who don't know, the Harugumo line is actually one of the best lines, if not the best line, to reset for research points, because it's one of the cheapest lines, and it also is very good, because Akizuki is good, Kitakaze is good. And those are the two ships, tier 8s and 9s are the two ships you're going to be playing the most when you end up trying to get to tier 10 for your research points. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would like to thank the patrons on Patreon. Thank you very much for your continued support, and I hope I'll see you guys next time.